Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Pesach is over. Here we are on the other side. And I would have liked to be able to give this sermon in Shul on the Shabbat after Pesach, but that's not to be. So here we are once again, and I thank you for joining me wherever you do so, whenever you do so. And it's easy for us to think about the time after Pesach as a come down. We turned our homes upside down for Pesach. We turned them back again. We had the amazing story of the 10 plagues, the Exodus from Egypt, the Pesach lamb, the splitting of the Red Sea. And now we just have the counting of the Omer. And it seems that things have gone much quieter. And yet Judaism does not like come downs, endings. We don't do that. We say that every step is a step forward. We say that every day is an opportunity to get higher and better than the day before. So what can we find in this time of year, immediately after Pesach, that takes us on to something even better than Pesach itself? The Nesivos Shalom gives a beautiful answer, and he quotes a psalm that we say in Hallel. V'tzeis Yisrael miMitzrayim beis Yaakov me'am lo'ez hoysay yudol l'kadshoy Yisrael mamshorei sov hayom ro'av ayonos hayaden yisol la'achor. When the Jewish people came out of Egypt, they were holy to God, and the Red Sea went back and the Jordan River turned around. So this psalm is largely about the miracle of the splitting of the Red Sea. Why, therefore, does it begin with stating that the Jewish people were holy to God? And the Nesivos Shalom explains that the point of this initial statement was to say why it was that God split the Red Sea, and for that matter, why the whole of the Exodus was so replete with all these amazing miracles. The miracles weren't just for their own sake. They were to teach us Jews a lesson, which is that nature is not immutable. It is not in charge of us. It is not inexorable or invincible. Rather, nature is something that can be defeated and turned on its head. God himself showed us that nature is much weaker than people think, that in fact it can be set at naught when the divine plan requires it to be so. And thus it is for all of us Jews in our own lives. We are called to thumb our noses at nature and realize that it is not in charge of us, but rather we are to be in charge of it. This is the holiness for which the Jewish people are called. The Jews were holy to God. That's why there was the miracle of the splitting of the Red Sea, and for that matter, all the miracles of the Exodus from Egypt. This holiness that we are called to is no mean feat. It is a very great thing. It is a high level of holiness that we are called to attain. So, for example, Rambam says, when it says in the Shema, V'ahavta es Hashem Elokecha b'chol levavecha v'chol nafshecha v'chol ma'odecha. You must love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might. This means that we're supposed to be sick with love for God, that nothing in this world matters as much as our love relationship with him. The rabbis say, Ein divrei Torah miskaimim ela b'misha me'mis atzmei aleihem. Words of Torah only survive in one who kills themselves over them. Not literally, God forbid, that we take our lives or harm ourselves in the pursuit of Torah, but rather when we are pursuing the Torah and the mitzvahs that are within it, when we are careful in our relationships with others, when we devote ourselves so much to God, to studying his Torah, to fulfilling his commands. These things call us so much that things of this world, the pleasures of this world, what we eat, what we drink, things on social media, they mean nothing to us. We are dead to them. That's what it means, that words of Torah find their best fulfillment in somebody who kills themselves upon them. That when it comes to other things of this world, it's like we're dead. This is the level to which we are called. And in fact, we can achieve a greatness after Pesach that we could not achieve on Pesach itself. Like we've seen, on Pesach, God performed the miracles for us. He called us to holiness by showing us how nature can be transcended. But now, after the Exodus, when everything calms down, we are called to achieve that holiness, to transcend nature by ourselves for God. It was his go. Now it's your go and it's my go. We can achieve this through a gentle, incremental progress. That's why we have the Omer, the counting up towards Shavuos. We don't have a count down, because each day that we count up, the first day and then the second day and then the third day, each day is a step forward in holiness. It's a step when we can learn better how we can transcend our own natures. In that way, when we do this by ourselves, we are greater than we were at the time of the Exodus. We are called to tremendous holiness. We're called to tremendous greatness. We're called to trample on nature and achieve spirituality in our own lives. Let's make sure that we can do that all for ourselves, for God. That's the time that we're called to. It's right now. Thank you all for listening. Shabbat Shalom.